Everyone, welcome to Live Bird TV. Yeah, the sigh is important. It's really pissing me off, but I'm going to try and do this as relaxed and as less angry as I can. We really do have some sack of shit supporters, we really do. Well, again, this big narrative that, everybody's entitled to their opinion, okay, they are. But there should also be a little bit of sense with their opinion. I mean, I've got a couple of people now that I'm having a little bit of a set to with in terms of, their views, and I'm absolutely fucking astounded by some of the comments. Let's just go through a few of them. The narrative that Graham Souness completely diminished this morning on TalkSport, that Klopp fails after 7 seasons, is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Klopp sets high standards, so then people expect them standards to be every single season. Now, I am a football fan. I follow football all over the world, and I just want to go through this just to completely destroy the idiots that believe that this is 7th season syndrome. It happens at Mainz, it happened at Dortmund. So let's get it straight here. Jurgen Klopp managed Dortmund and won the title twice, but he was competing against Bayern Munich. Did you expect Jurgen Klopp to win the league every single season with Dortmund against Bayern Munich? No. To do it twice, brilliant, right? And then you've got the absolute ludicrous one with Mainz. He got Mainz out of Bundesliga 2 and he got them promoted to the top league. What did you want him to do at Mainz after 7 seasons? Win the fucking league? I mean, it's just, I cannot believe a man that there will be statues of outside Anfield in a few years' time is being treated like this by some of our fans. And to be honest with you, mostly it's the FSG brigade, the same wankers that comment every single 2 minutes. Now, I've just spoke to a friend I know that, let's just say, I'm not going to say what he does, but he's in the know. There's £160 million available to spend as from January. A lot of people say we won't spend it. We spent money on Diaz last January, so we will spend it if the top player comes available. We've got no choice. We have to go in January. There's £160 million to spend. That is what I've been told from somebody that, let's just say, knows his shit because he's right in the heart of it, right? So there's £160 million to spend. But I cannot believe I'm arguing. All right, we get no disrespect, but we get it when you got the people that live 3,000 miles away. They've not got a fucking clue. They just haven't got a clue. They just all watch Chelsea one. They followed Chelsea during the Roman Abramovich years, and then as soon as they fell off the wagon, they then jumped on the Man City wagon. Then as soon as Liverpool started becoming brilliant, they jumped on ours. They support more teams than I've had hot dinners. That's just the way they are. I've just been arguing with one now. It's absolutely his treatment of Klopp on this. He's one more comment away from getting thrown off the group, because I'm not being funny, and that's this group. There's a difference between having an opinion, but this guy is literally slating every single thing that Klopp's ever done at Liverpool, calling him he needs to go, this, that and the other. He needs to go. Now, I'm just going to tell you something that's quite important here, right? Klopp knows he needs to fix this. He's trying a new formation, right? So he's trying a new formation at the moment to try and get us, the win we need, right? Or the wins we need. So it's going to take time to embed this formation, right? I've just looked at this. I'm just going to go on it now quickly. The league table, right? This is a crisis. So we're sitting at the moment 10th in the league with only 8 games played. We've got a game in hand, right? Win our game in hand, we'll be on 13 points, right? That would make us 3 points off top 4. 3, right? Manchester City are on 23, right? If we beat them this weekend, we'll be on 13. They'll be on 23. Yes, 10 points behind. So, like Klopp says, the league title ain't gonna happen. But what really pisses me off is I've just been asked a ludicrous question, and that was, do you think Liverpool can beat Man City at Anfield this Saturday? Really, is what he put. If you're a Liverpool fan and you are shitting yourself at anybody, and I mean anybody, coming to Anfield, then you don't know a fucking thing about being a Liverpool fan. I don't care if Barcelona, half their team with Real Madrid, have brought the Galacticos of their entire existence. Anfield is known as Anfield for a reason. When we lost 3-0 in the first leg to Barcelona, right, we went and won it 4-0 with a team that had Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Busquets, you know, and you're sitting here, and the amount of Liverpool fans that is sucking off Manchester City, it makes me sick. And you know what, it's all right, people keep saying to me, ignore them. These people don't need to be ignored. These people need to be muzzled. These people need to be just... I've just put a post up earlier, and that was, if I could block them from Liverpool instead of Facebook, I would. These people don't deserve to support Liverpool because they don't know what Liverpool is. I mean, for fuck's sake, do you know what You'll Never Walk Alone stands for? When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. What the fuck do you think that means? We are walking through a storm at the moment. You don't go through it on your own. But yet some of you fans go Klopp out, FSG out, because you can't handle fucking losing. Does me head in. You lose football matches. You can't win every game. You can't. It isn't the SPL. Rangers and Celtic winning every season, right? We're fighting against top football teams. We've lost 2 games this season, 2, right? And you've got people throwing their teddies out the pram. We're 3 points off the Champions League if we win our game in hand. 3 points. We have got no divine right to win leagues every season. It's not the fucking 80s or the 70s where you've got a great side, nobody else can go and spend 500 million to make them better, right? This is 2022, right? Not 1982 or whatever it was. So it's just a different dynamic. And what you don't do is you don't just... I mean, look at Chelsea. Sack Tuchel, bringing this player. Todd Bowley spending 200 million. Bringing this player, bringing that player. The places, they're all over the fucking place, right? And then you've got Everton, spent $500 million. And they're now buzzing because the 2 best signings, the 2 centre-halves. I mean, it's like, what does my head in is, Klopp, this is always going to be a bumpy road for anybody that knows football. It's like... even my mum, I spoke to my mum earlier, she knows more about football than half of these people commenting. She goes, oh well son, to go from Firmino, Mane and Salah, that front 3, we were always going to find it difficult, especially losing Sadio Mane. Even she knows, right? And yet you've got these people going, oh well, we've got this ageing team. Okay, we have got an ageing team, but isn't that what we signed Fabio Carvalho for? Isn't that what we signed Harvey Elliott for? They're not just going to come in and be ready-made players. They're going to take time. I mean, they're teenagers, well, 19 and 20 years old. So what does my head in is all I need to do when everybody thinks we're going through this big crisis, is I just close my eyes. And I remember Grimsby Town scoring with Phil Jevons and knocking us out the League Cup at Anfield. I remember looking at the lineup, trying to get my hopes up when I see Christian Poulsen, Paul Konchesky, David Ngog, John Joe Shelvey, Jay Spearing, Kyriakos as our centre-back, the goalkeepers. Do you know what, they were that shit? I can't even remember who was in goal during Roy Hodgson's time. Brad Jones. How bad was he? And this is a crisis apparently. You know what it is? It's right, the sheep. Suna said it this morning. You sheep. Most of you are sheep. You hear the media going Trent shit, Trent shit, Trent shit, Trent shit, Trent shit, Trent shit, and you start believing it. My mate Sean McAllister put a post up. It's on this page. Read what he says. Do you know that for the second goal, Trent was doubled up on? What could he do? Mark fucking 2 players. It's like if he marks that one gets through. If he marks that one gets through. Right? So he's getting rich hunted. Why is that? Because he's a scouser. I'm telling you that it's an anti-scout. The media's out to get him because he's like Gerrard. All they ever do is slag Gerrard off for slipping. Slippy G never won the league, blah, blah, blah. But they can't say that about Trent because Trent's won everything. So now they're just trying to get at his defending. So answer me this one question. If Trent's so shit at defending, he's always been shit at defending. Always. He hasn't just became shit. He's always been shit. If he's shit at defending, Like Jamie O'Hara saying he's a League One defender. All right, he's a League One defender, right? So why wasn't he shit last season? Season before? I'll tell you why. Because he had the best three midfielders there was, and Sadio. I got laughed at by Darren Benton when I ran Talk Sport up and said that he ran the channels, Mane. That is exactly what I'm talking about. He ran the channels, he stretched teams, he chased down everything, he stopped everything. He was like our main guy that pressed. Mane was probably one of the best pressing players we've got. We haven't got that anymore up front. All right, yeah, Nunes is more or less a number 9 that wants to, so we're going to need to change the way we play. We can't go back to that. So Klopp's trying to reinvent a new system. But what you've got is fans. Klopp out. He needs to go. This is what happens all the time. 7 seasons and that's it. He goes, he goes to Pop. He did it Dortmund. He did it this. It is a, like Soona says, absolute tosh. I'm just going to read this out. Coincidence, absolute tosh. Graham Souness dismisses the Jurgen Klopp 7-year itch fear and explains where Liverpool have gone wrong. So Graham Souness has dismissed the 7-year itch theory about Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp as absolute tosh. I hope you're listening to that, Paul Towers. The Reds have recorded their worst start to a season since Klopp joined back in 2015. A 3-2 defeat to Arsenal sadly leaves them languishing down to 10th place and 14th of the league leaders. Klopp admitted that his side are not in the Premier League title race. But going on to this, I don't see the comparison with Mainz and Dortmund. I don't see it as being a 7-year thing. This is what Souness said. I think it's a gigantic coincidence. If you've had success going down a certain road, do you all of a sudden change it? He's saying the same things today as he was saying when he walked through the door on day one. It's personal, it's not him. For the manager, it's not faultless, but I'm talking about the 7-year thing. Forget that. It's absolute tosh. And it is. It is absolute tosh. So what I'm going to say now, and I mean this, right? I cannot believe that our fan base, I'd say it's not even 10% now because it's just getting bigger. You've got all the little bell-end FSG outers that grow. I told you the worst, I said this, those that have been watching my videos for months, I told you this would happen. They're like a parasite, they're like an illness, they're like something like cancer, the cancer of football teams, these fans are, because what they do is they want you to do shit and bad because then it supports their narrative, it makes them right. But who wants to be right for Liverpool to do wrong? That's what these people want. And these people that say, oh yeah, this, that and the other about the owners, right, don't realise that Klopp said we cannot force players to sign for us. If we can't improve what we already have, we will not just waste our money in trying to sign players that won't make us better. Right, so the only reason we didn't sign anybody in the summer that would walk straight into our midfield is because we want Jude Bellingham, and Jude Bellingham's going to cost a shitload of money, and that means we might have to wait 12 months. So we did. Who thought that the injuries would get as bad as they are? I'm hearing now Diaz could be out for 2 or 3 months because he's left Arsenal yesterday on crutches. But what I'm saying to you is, you just man up as a supporter. You dust yourself down, and I hope to God, I really do hope to God, that the people doubting our ability to beat Manchester City this Saturday are not going to Anfield. I really hope to God, fucking please Liverpool, send their tickets back. Send their tickets back to them now. Anybody that goes, oh God, we're going to get battered by Man City, or oh my God, do you really think we can beat them? Please don't go to Anfield, and please Liverpool, don't sell them a fucking ticket, because your job as a Liverpool fan is to be literally 100% ready when you get to Anfield on Sunday, because at the end of the day, any Liverpool fan doubting our ability to win a game at Anfield is fucking stupid. I don't give a shit what anybody says, because Liverpool and Anfield, they can beat anybody. I mean, even in the days under Rafa, we had the best of the best come to us when we won the league, won the European Cup 2005. Juventus, you know, what a team they were. We still beat them. You know, Chelsea, when they had all that money with Jose Mourinho, we beat them. You know, the teams that have gone to Anfield, PSG, Barcelona, we had a worse team than we've got now. And you're doubting our ability. Manchester City ain't that fucking great. Aston Villa held them to a 0-0. Newcastle drew with them and scored 3 against them. Everybody's licking Haaland's arse at the moment, but who's he played yet? Really? Who's he really played? Man United are dog shit. They conceded 2 against fucking, what, I can't even remember the name, what they called, that team in Cyprus. I can't even remember their name. That's how shite they are. And they got 2 against Man U. So Haaland's always going to score. What did Haaland do against us? Nothing. Van Dijk had him in his pocket. Right? All we need to do at the moment now is, I reckon, we need to stick with his system. We need to basically keep Núñez up top. He's got to stay up there. Now, what's the point in buying him if we're not going to play him every week? So he now needs to be our number 9. He needs to be our central striker. And Salah, Diaz is going to be out for a bit now, so we're going to need to play someone off the left side. So, for me, you know, it's going to have to be Diego Jota, Núñez and Salah. So, I mean, that's it. What we do is, I mean, I've looked at the fixtures. I mean, look at the fixtures we've got in the next 4 games. City at home, Forest away, then we've got City at home, West Ham at home, Forest away, and then I think it's Leeds at home. So we've got 3 out of the next 4 at Anfield in the Premier League. This is what I'm saying. It's just a bad run. We could beat City on Saturday, win the next. We could win 4 in a row, and then look at the league table. Are you saying that we are not capable of going on a run? Last season we were 14 points behind Man City. We went on a run. The season we had no defence. We went on a run. So if we could go on a run. We were worse defensively the season we finished 3rd, and you've got fans saying that the season's over. There's 30 games left. 30! Not 3! So, it just winds me up, and it winds me up because what is the point in calling yourself a Liverpool supporter if you can't support them when they need you the most? That man behind me has given me some of probably the best memories I've ever gone through as a Liverpool fan. I had the pleasure of you know, during COVID, when, you know, I was more or less rubbing shoulders with the man and also all the players, and the camaraderie they've got, and the way they all stuck together, and the way they showed, you know, so much respect for each other, and they're like a big family. If you all remember the COVID videos where they were all doing them sort of video chats on the laptop, and they're all, you know, getting through it. They're a family, and they will get through it. I actually think we just need to bring James Milner back in for a couple of games in the midfield, because I know he had a bad couple of games, but I just think he'll set the tone. I'm on about for the next games at Anfield, the Man City's. I'll bring him in. His experience, he'll go through somebody. He'll set the tone. Remember when we used to play Man City, and after like 5-10 minutes, I think it's Hendo or Gerrard used to just flatten a Man City player, and that was it. The Anfield, the atmosphere would just go right to the top. And we need to put in the battlers now. So I've said this. I'd start Joe Gomez at right back, because Trent's out now anyway for a few weeks. No way. That was a bad. I think he's out, whether it's an injury or not. I think Klopp will rest him. He needs to go away for a couple of weeks, get his head together. But I'd actually start Gomez. I thought Konate, when he came on, I said this earlier, was just outstanding. So I'd actually go for Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Get Robertson back at left back. So Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Midfield 3, Fabinho, Milner, Hendo. Right? Because we've got to be dogged. You know, Thiago, yeah, he's brilliant on the ball, but I just think we've got to be dogged against Man City. We've got to control the midfield. So I'd actually play the 3 battlers, Milner, Hendo and Fabs. I want Thiago to come on as an option. Up front, go Salah on the right, and go Núñez up top, and go Jota on the left. Just go back to 4-3-3. Yeah, at the end of the day, the 4-2-4 is leaving us too open, and it just means we're just getting sucker punched on the counter attack. So I would go back a bit like what Gerrard's done at Aston Villa. He's dropped all of his players that are what we call luxury players, and he went back to the doggedness. Right, we've got a battle from the off. Let's hit a run of games. Let's hit some sort of, you know, even if it's like a draw against Man City and 3 wins in a row in the league, I'll take that. That's fucking 10 points out of a possible 12. But we have to stick together. And the reason why I'm doing this video now and pointing out the fake fans is you are a fake fan if you're calling for Klopp's head, because he deserves more respect for that. I said this months ago. The only way that man behind me leaves Anfield is when he is ready, and it won't be during the season. It certainly won't be the humiliation. He'll get sacked. He'll get to see out the season. We're not going to get relegated, so there's not going to be no panic with the board, right? He would never get sacked by Liverpool because he deserves more respect, and also FSG will back him. He has never been in this position before, right? As in, the team now needs a big, and I've just heard from somebody that, like I said, who is in the now with Liverpool, that they have 160 million to spend, and that what they'll do is they'll bring forward their targets in the summer, and if they have to bid, they'll go against everything they've done in the past, which is trying to get players for a real good value. If they have to bid, like Man United did, if they have to go 10-15 million over what it is they're quoted, then they just have to do it. Now, Naby Keita is a bag of shit. I hate him, and I think we should just get rid of him in January. So if I were look at it like this, I'd actually do him in a part exchange. So if we go and get Nico Barella from Inter, because the Italian clubs are all skin, get Nico Barella, centre midfielder, quality, and just give them Keita as well. Because then that way, the problem you have in January is a lot of people don't want to lose players because he can't replace them. So if you offer Keita as part exchange, even if it's Jude Bellingham, paid 100 million now, give them Naby Keita, they get a player plus a ton of money. They're the two deals that I think we should look at, Barella or Bellingham. And that's what it is. Naby Keita that way, see you later, you've been dog shit, wish we never bought you. You're absolute made out of Weetabix, and I still can't get over you missing the Champions League final, which was shocking, right? But at the end of the day, enough's enough now. We need to get back to being the best fans in the world. It's all right when we're doing Jamie Webster nights in Madrid and Jamie Webster nights in Paris because we're all milking it. It's all right travelling, taking selfies outside the ground because you're milking Liverpool winning everything. I remember under Brendan Rodgers when we were on a bad run, I think I went to nearly every game that season, right up to Wembley in the final when we lost, and it broke my heart. I went to the League Cup final when we lost in the Klopp, and it broke my heart. The supporters that were standing there when we had the David and Goggs, the John Joe Shelbys, the flipping Christian Poulsens, the Paul Koncheskis, they were still in Anfield. Do you know what annoys me about the fans that are calling for Klopp money and money and money? Let's have Man City's owners. Is they'll disappear when them days return. And let me tell you something now. Every football club goes through cycles. Look at Man United now. They've had a bad 3 or 4 seasons, 5 seasons, and that's Man United. It can happen to the best, right? So if you are only a Liverpool fan for the Madrids and the Parises, then you're just a glory hunting bastard, because real supporters are the ones that are there in the pissing down rain, like I was at Stoke when we got beat 6-1 and I was on Match of the Day as a fan, like that, literally like that, what's going on? The ones that are stood down there freezing their arses off, for the cold nights in Stoke, as he used to say, and stuff like that. They're the real fans. And like I said, I've been a Liverpool fan for over 30 years. We all would love to buy more players. It's not Football Manager, right? Liverpool's a business. It's not funded by oil, and it's not funded by Saudi money. So get over it. The days of Liverpool going out and spending 200-300 are not happening unless we get them types of owners. And do you want that? Because I don't. Because then all you'll get is, the only reason you're winning it is because you've got shitloads of money. We don't. We upset the apple cart. We affect the big teams. Now, why is it a bad season if we finish top 4 and win a couple of trophies? Fucking hell, we went 10 years without a trophy until Kenny Dalglish won one, the League Cup in 2011. 10 years. So it's what I call spoiled fans. Some of you are just spoiled. You think that we've got a divine right to win leagues, a divine right to... We went 30 years without a league title. And, it is what it is. So, like I say, I love... It's like a fire inside of me. See, when we're getting slagged from pillar to post, every radio channel I'm putting on, every Sky Sports channel I'm putting on, and everybody's all giving us the shit, and then our fans as well are giving us the shit. It's like someone slagging off my mum or my brother or my sons or my daughters. You get me fierce responding and backing up, because you know what? I love Liverpool just as much as I love my family. And if you're slagging off my team, it's like slagging off my family. And I tell you what, I'm not deluded. We're not playing well at the moment. We are defensively poor, but that doesn't mean that we're going to stay like that. It just needs a couple of wins, and unfortunately, after getting that confidence win we needed against Rangers, we could have done with maybe a Bournemouth at home or a Watford at home, a team. You get what I mean by that? A nice, even West Ham or Leeds or someone like that home to follow. But we had to go away to Arsenal. Whilst they're bouncing, I can say this: that confidence can be flipped back on as quick as it can be flipped off. If we beat City on Saturday, can you imagine the buzz and the way the players will feel going into the games that we then have against West Ham at home, Leeds at home, Forest away? We could go, if we won 4 in a row, you know, with the 3 points that City have now gained on us, we can take back off them and Saturday, and there's still loads of time. There's still 29 games left after Sunday. So I just look at it like this. We've been through this as supporters when we lost all of our defence and we had Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at the back. We finished 3rd in the league on the last day of the season. You know, Alisson's last minute header against West Brom, right? So the season's still got shitloads to play for. And then if you look at it, we've then got not out of all the cups. We could still get to Wembley this year in an FA Cup. I've got Derby County at home in the FA Cup, or the League Cup, sorry. So why can't we go and win that again? Who knows? I'm not being funny, but like I said, do you think we don't have talent? We do. We have shitloads of it. We nearly did the quadruple 4 months ago. This is the same players. All it is the negativity is getting infectious, and the longer this goes on, this bad run, the bigger the media is going to get, and the more plastic fans are going to come out their woodwork. I've told you, them FFG outers have been praying for these days that we're getting right now, because they've argued for months and years that this is going to happen. And do you know what that means? Even if they do end up being right, is they wanted Liverpool to be shit to be right. Now, who wants Liverpool to be shit to be right? Not a fan. No chance. You'd rather just, even if you call it deludedness, you'd rather stay deluded and hope you're right than pray of our downfall to be proven right. And that's my point. If you're one of them, then you just, honestly, like I said, I wish I could block you from the club, never mind fucking social media. But anyway, I'm just going to read some comments. Paul Hicken, the interview he gave to Sky last night was so upsetting. He looks down in the dumps. This man has given us everything. People need to realise what he has done for us. I still think that he can give us more great time. It's pissing me off when you hear so-called Liverpool fans moaning about Klopp. Totally agree, Paul, mate, totally agree. Les Copite, stick with FSG and say fans, back Klopp and the team win trophies a proper way, not buying them. Good evening, Neil. Yeah, exactly, that's my point, Les. And it's like, this is what does my head in. It's like, we've just spent like 85 million euros with add-ons on Nunes, and everyone was raving about it. And, you know, we're going to beat City in the Community Shield, and everybody's all going, oh, that's it, we're going to do this, we're going to do it. So, where's the confidence gone from then to now? Because what? We've lost 2 games and drawn a few, right? There's 30 Premier League games left. 30, right? Anfield is our fortress. We haven't even been beaten there this season, right? So even Klopp, he'll probably be saying to the players now, we need Anfield. We need Anfield now. And he's got his wish, because he's got 3 games there out the next 4 in the league, right? So all I'm saying is if you love Liverpool, and you really, really, really love Liverpool, then at the moment, even if you are a little bit worried, like I am worried, I mean, to even question that man behind us, these are the best years of my life with Jurgen in charge, and I'll probably end up fucking crying my eyes out when he leaves, just like I did when Steven Gerrard left, because I've actually had every emotion with that man behind me. Even when he took the piss out of me once at Anfield for having my hair long, I was cleaning his office and he came in and he said, Jesus, I didn't realise I got a new female cleaner, because he had one of them band, you know, like Jack Grealish, I had my hair banded. I was laughing my fucking head off. He's just such a great character, and he's also been an absolute pioneer for Liverpool's resurgence, and he's actually made us proud to live, you know, to go to the finals. I mean, the Champions League finals. We've been to 3 Champions League finals under him. A Europa League final, won the World Club Cup, won the Super Cup, won the FA Cup, won the League Cup, won the Premier League. Finished on 90 odd points and finished second how many times? Last day of the season, last season, it wasn't for Aston Villa giving away a 3-goal lead, 2-goal lead. We'd have won the league last season. And so, if you're one of those fans, unfortunately, you're just praying for our downfall. And also, if you want Jurgen Klopp out, then let's just get something straight. I speak for 90% of Liverpool fans here. We want you out. You want to walk alone.